When ancient Egypt is mentioned, most people think of pharaohs, but there are many Egyptian mysteries that stretch back into pre-dynastic times, with underground secrets that predate the first Egyptian pharaoh and the pyramids themselves. In fact, numerous ancient writers wrote about multi-leveled underground cities beneath the pyramids and surrounding areas. Herodotus, the ancient Greek historian who is known as the father of history, described an impressive labyrinth said to have contained thousands of rooms full of hieroglyphs and paintings, as well as an equal number of subterranean chambers heavily guarded and inaccessible to ordinary people. Herodotus wrote about the mysterious labyrinth, saying, "This I have actually seen, a work beyond words, for if anyone put together the buildings of the Greeks and display of their labors, they would seem lesser in both effort and expense to this labyrinth. Even the pyramids are beyond words, and each was equal to many and mighty works of the Greeks, yet the labyrinth surpasses even the pyramids. There I saw 12 palaces regularly disposed, which had communication with each other, interspersed with terraces and arranged around 12 halls. It was hard to believe they are the work of man. The walls are covered with carved figures, and each court is exquisitely built of white marble and surrounded by a colonnade. Here, the corner where the labyrinth ends, there was a pyramid, 240 feet in height, with great carved figures of animals on it, and an underground passage by which it can be entered. I was told very credibly that underground chambers and passages connected this pyramid with the pyramids at Memphis." Many other writers supported what Herodotus had written. One of them was Iamblichus of Apamea, a Syrian Neoplatonist philosopher who recorded in ancient times unprecedented information about an entrance into the Great Pyramid of Giza, leading directly from inside the body of the Sphinx. This entrance, obstructed in our day by sands and rubbish, may still be traced between the forelegs of the crouched colossus. It was formerly closed by a bronze gate whose secret spring could be opened only by the Magi. It was guarded by public respect, and a sort of religious fear maintained its inviolability better than armed protection would have done. In the belly of the Sphinx were cut out galleries leading to the subterranean part of the Great Pyramid. Iamblichus further explained that the historic galleries were artfully decorated along their course towards the pyramid. If one were to travel into the passages without a guide, they'd inevitably return to the starting point. It's not clear whether the Egyptian temple was described as a labyrinth simply because it was so huge and so complex that one could easily become lost, or whether it was intentionally designed as a maze where one had to find their own way through it. Ancient Greek historian Strabo also claimed to have visited the temple and wrote in his book, "Before the entrances there lie what may be called hidden chambers, which are long and many in number and have paths running through one another, which twist and turn, so that no one can enter or leave any court without a guide." Another Greek philosopher by the name of Crantor of the Old Academy, probably born around the middle of the 4th century BC, supported the writings made by Herodotus. Crantor suggested that there was an intricate set of underground pillars said to contain written stone records of prehistoric events. Greek historian Diodorus Siculus, 1st century BC, gives one of the most colorful descriptions. When one had entered the sacred enclosure, one found a temple surrounded by columns, 40 to each side, and this building had a roof made of a single stone, carved with panels and richly adorned with excellent paintings. It contained memorials of the homeland of each of the kings, as well as the temples and sacrifices carried out in it, all skillfully worked in paintings of the greatest beauty. Furthermore, writings of the 1st century Roman historian Pliny the Elder suggest that there were concealed chambers directly beneath the Great Sphinx of Giza. Pliny wrote about the existence of a tomb belonging to a ruler called Harmachis. Interestingly, it is believed that the Great Sphinx was once called the Great Sphinx Harmachis, who mounted guard since the time of the followers of Horus. More evidence is found in the manuscript documented by Arab writer Altel M. Sani and preserved in the British Museum. He documented the existence of an extensive square underground chamber located below ground, between the Great Pyramid and the Nile River, saying that there was something enormous blocking the entrance. Altel M. Sani wrote, "In the days of Ahmed ben Tulun, a party entered the Great Pyramid through the tunnel and found in a side chamber a goblet of a glass of rare color and texture. As they were leaving, they missed one of the party. Upon returning to seek him, he came out to them, naked and laughing, said, 'Do not follow or seek for me,' and then rushed back into the pyramid. His friends perceived that he was enchanted. Upon learning about strange happenings under the pyramid, Ahmed ben Tulun expressed a desire to see the goblet of glass. During the examination, it was filled with water and weighed, then emptied and reweighed. The historian wrote that it was found to be of the same weight when empty as when full of water."
For something so ancient, Egypt's mysteries, you know, the stuff we've seen in movies and books, the pyramids, the tombs, the Sphinx, it never seems to stop amazing the modern mind, right? Well, there's new research now that's suggesting that there may be some new discoveries still to be made, maybe underground, right? Is this the real riddle of the Sphinx?
The study of the majesties of ancient Egypt goes back to the founding of Western science and archaeology. And while most of the major monuments along the Nile have been found and explored, there is no shortage of strange theories about their origins. Take, for example, the Sphinx. New research suggests there's a secret tunnel underneath the statue connecting it to one of Egypt's largest pyramids.
At the very front of the Sphinx, there is the Dream Stealer, which is a stone plinth, which has got writings on it by Tutmos IV, the guy who excavated the Sphinx in the 18th dynasty. And on that stela, we've got two pictures of the Sphinx. But on those pictures, it's sort of sitting on a plinth, and underneath it looks like there's a doorway.
So where is the pushback coming from? According to Matt Simpson, it's coming from within academic circles, and that's despite interesting new scientific discoveries.
The general consensus, the official word is there is nothing underneath the Sphinx.
So, are controversial theories with evidence to support them being pushed aside for academic or tourist agendas? Reporting in Washington, D.C., Joseph Ricci, RT.
Interestingly, during the 10th century, a writer by the name of Musaudi claimed that advanced mechanical statues were guardians of the subterranean galleries located under the Great Pyramid of Giza. He wrote, "Written accounts of wisdom and acquirements in the different arts and sciences were hidden deep, that they may remain as records for the benefit of those who could afterwards comprehend them." This reminded me of the Hall of Records referred to by Edgar Cayce, who once said an ancient library exists under the Great Sphinx of Giza, built by the survivors of Atlantis. Edgar Cayce was a self-professed clairvoyant who answered questions on subjects while in a trance state. When asked about the time near the end of the days of Atlanteans, Cayce explained, "There came the first aggressive people to the Pyrenees and into what later became the Egyptian dynasties." While I can't speak to Edgar Cayce's psychic abilities, I can say that I found the genetic affinities interesting between the ancient Basque, which are the people who live on the Pyrenees between France and Spain, where Cro-Magnon was discovered, and who are among the highest percentage of Rh negative people in the world, and the North African Caucasian natives, such as the Berber tribes who live near Mount Atlas, as well as the Caucasian natives called Guanches on the islands off the west coast of Africa in the Atlantic called the Canary Islands, who also left mummies and small stone pyramids. For those interested, I did a video on this, which I will include a link to in the description. My name is Robert Sepehr. I'm an anthropologist, You can find my published books on Amazon. They make a great gift. Thank you so very much to those of you who support me on Patreon. There should be a link below. Kindly share this video if you found it informative. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell for future updates. I very much look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments section. Please have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you again soon.